Right, my name is Steve Richardson. I'm currently chairman, well, just taken over as chairman of FC Redwing,
Yep.
a club that I've been involved in. Well, I'll say my son's came here when he was 5.
Wow.
He's now 19, so
Wow.
all the years in between that, I've been involved in the club. So started off just an ordinary parent coming along and then looking at facilities because I've always been active with helping children and with various other things, with youth leader when I was smaller, so it's just natural progression. So I started coaching and here I am.
Nice. So before I ask you about how you got into your role as chairman, just sort of introduce yourself. Is this your full-time job as chairman, or do you have something on the side as well?
Oh no, this is far from my full-time job. I'm a builder.
Okay, nice.
I'm a builder, so I've just fallen into this role,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
So you said your son was here since he's 5 and he's 19 now.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Does he play for the men's team?
Well, no. Well, funny enough, he came here when he was 5 and went over Arsenal. Got scouted from here from the tournament we had. He went to Arsenal when he was, I think, not 8. Spent a year at Arsenal. Come when you're 9, the academy want to sign him. But one thing I've learned, because I've always been around football, once you sign for academy, you no longer play for your school, you no longer play for your club. And my son took that as I'd rather be with dad, so I'm not going to do it.
Nice, I like it.
and therefore, he's been here, he's been around me. As I said, I left the club. I left the club again when he was, I think, 13, just to go manage another club. But I was still heavily involved in this club. I was still acting chairman at the time, because his standard football was just better than what this club had to offer. And obviously I took him various places, played for the county, and came back. As I said, as a parent, someone fell in love with the club. I'm still here.
What is it that made you fall in love with this club?
To be honest, it's, apart from the fact it was local, it was when they first, it's the way they approached me in the school. They just put leaflet through, and it was just invited my son, whoever it is, to come along the training session, just see what it's like. And I was, well, relatively new in the area, and I played football myself, and I thought, well, good opportunity. And I just came along there and I looked at what the coaches are doing, and not being horrible, what they're doing, because I've coached men's team prior to that. I've looked at what they're offering. I think, oh, to be honest, I could do a bit better of a job. And so what they done, they had about 20 kids in their group. So I let you, not being too pushy, I let you go for about a month, and now I just turned around and said, well, said to one of the coaches, well, I wouldn't mind taking the lesser boys if you want to do the better boys in a tactical sort of way, in that you don't want to come over as, I know more than what you do. And it just, from there, just carried on. I ended up coaching, then managing my son's team, and just from there, it just all snowballed from there.
So it's been a nice sort of natural progression for you?
Yeah, oh yes, yes, definitely.
So as you've been, you said that you started off coaching at Redwing. Did you coach before Redwing anyway?
Oh, yeah, I was playing. I played at, well, not a high level, but I was managing an adult team.
Nice.
So I've always, as I said, prior to my background, I was youth leader. I used to work in youth clubs in the cities, and I used to coach kids then, but they weren't kids, they're sort of adults really, teenagers. But my coaching skills only really come to fruition as in mentoring younger children when I came here, when I had to go on the FA Level 1 course, just to broaden my understanding of really, I could cope with adults, but obviously cope with children and understanding their development, what you need to do, what you don't need to do. It's something out of my remit, which is when you're obviously the FA, they do level 1, level 2 training courses, which is, from my point of view, which is ideal. So just broaden my horizon.
What would you say, what are the differences between coaching an adults team and a children's team?
I think coaching a children's team, you've got to realise that I think it's the rewards you get from it. Adults team, not being fun, they know it all. They've seen it all, they know it all. You can't tell them anything. They're questioning what you're doing, who do you used to play for. I know, but whereas a child, you realise that they latch onto your every word. And so with that comes a great responsibility, and then you've got to understand their needs as well. You've got to understand that children, they develop at different stages, different levels, so you've got to adjust your training session to cater for everyone. I just found the whole aspect of it, all spectrum of it, I just find it fascinating, and for me, I just fell in love with it, and the rewards are just far outweighs any negativity you get from it.
Did you enjoy coaching children more than adults, or adults more than children?
I think children
yeah?
more than adults, definitely.
If you had to describe yourself as one manager, what manager would you be?
I like to think of myself, I'm a very inclusive manager. I like to think I'm a fair manager in that I look at my role in that I try to get everyone involved, not just one or two. You've got to appreciate as well in that they're at youth level. It's a different scenario when they sort of come under 12s, going upwards, then it becomes a bit more competitive. But lower down, from when you talk about under 6s, under 7s, going up, it's all about inclusive, because you realise that if I stigmatise someone, oh, you're not that good, you could be lowering their self-esteem, and what you realise as you get a bit older as well, that same player, age of 6, may not be able to kick a ball. By the time he's 9, he could be your best player in your team.
So would you say you're a Guardiola or you're a Klopp?
Yeah, cool. It's hard. I would say Pep.
Really?
I'll say Pep. Just different management style, but I think Pep is more hands-on. He's more arm around someone, and he'll communicate well with people. I like to feel that I can communicate well, not just with the kids, but also with the parent. And that's a big part of coaching as well. Communication.
I guess communication is also a big thing about being a chairman. What is it like now? What was the sort of the difference in being a coach and now being a chairman at this club?
Well, to be honest, to fall into the chairman role in that, I've always loved the club, always coached. My strong point was always been organising, in that I would do things, in that I used to come over here, cut the grass, mark out pitches, used to set the goals in, because I was the builder. So me and work, that came hand in hand. So being a chairman was never ever part of my master plan, because I like organising, like doing, rather than just staying there and saying, right, you can do that. But I think as the club progressed, people move on. Our old chairman, his circumstances changed, so he had to leave, and it got to a point where he went, the club itself at the time, we must have had about 9-10 teams. They're at a crossroads in that no one wanted to fulfil the role. And where I was actively involved in coaching, my number 2 at the time, because obviously my son is playing county football, I could not take on that role as chairman, because although I was coaching over here, I was all over the country with my son. So my number 2 at the time, I sort of persuaded him in a gentle way in that, right, if you take on the role as chairman, I'm still going to be here, and anything arising regarding football matters, I'm more than capable of sort of dealing with. So, and that's the way it worked out, in that he was at the computer desk all day, because nature of his job. So any queries from the FA, because you do get a lot of queries, because obviously you get players that get booked and you've got to deal with that and all that, and I was not in a position, I felt, to deal with it where he was. And so it worked out in that he took on the role then as chairman, I was vice chairman, and it just worked.
So when did you actually become chairman? When did you take the next step up?
I took the chair, so I was vice chairman, must be for the last 4 years, and he was chairman. Obviously, his circumstances changed, must have been 4 months ago. You know, his son plays basketball for England, and his other son's got Loughborough. He's studying, so he could no longer fulfil the role that we've got, and he just need to step away. He's still involved in the club, same as me, but that role as chairman now, in that communication, get in contact with people. And so with that, it was just really a natural progression that no one else seems to want to do the role. And to be honest, I was not too keen on doing the role, because my role within the club as well, I organise, I buy all the equipment, I organise the pitches and the manager. So my role was already a full role. But because no one would step up, I just went, well, I might as well be chairman, but I'll do exactly what I've been doing previously, that I'll just delegate.
So you said you was kind of a little bit apprehensive about taking the job. Is there anything that sort of worried you about taking this job as chairman? Something that stuck out?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't say so much worried in that. Take the role as chairman, I was vice chairman, I was more or less acting chairman, because we was tight, we hand in hand, but I saw my role that I do over here, and that if you speak to other managers over here, you tend to find out I dig the goals, I put the goals in, organise the pitch cutting, I even cut the pitches. We had a tractor over there that got stolen, so because of that, we bought a car, put a tow bar on it, bought some gang mowers. We actually, for the last 4 years, we've actually cut the pitches ourselves, because we've got no facilities, because reason it's been is finance. To get a pitch cut over here, it would cost me £400 every 2 weeks in the growing season. So you work out for April, May, June, July, August, that's twice a month, that's £400. That's money club that really could not afford. So with that, we just got a second-hand car, £200, put the gang mowers on it, we've cut the pitches ourselves. So it's not just being active. That's why I said my role here was so entrenched in the club. The last thing I wanted to do was add a bit more to it, but obviously circumstances change, and I felt no one really wanted to step up as chairman. And the people, I had outside bodies that come, I wouldn't mind being chairman, but I felt that they were looking at the club chairman more as a role, as something else to stick on the end of the CV, rather than looking at the club as a whole. So for that reason, I just went, rather than that happening, I went, I'll just come as chairman. And I said to him, I would hopefully be interim chairman, because my role is just too broad within the club. So that's at the stage we're at the moment.
Is that something you've tried to sort of replicate? Have you sort of, instead of stepping into a new role as chairman, have you sort of, what you was already doing in the club, have you tried to translate that into your role as chairman?
That's, in all honesty, my role's changed. It's not changed whatsoever. Because me and Derek was obviously, we was tight anyway. It got to the point where it just become a bit of a joke in that I normally leave for work 6 o'clock in the morning. He goes to work 6:30. Normally it takes me an hour to go to work. 6:30, I'm talking to him until he gets to work. Coming home, we talk. He phones up, and that's ongoing. So everyone over here now, it's just like we're an old married couple. You speak in the manager, in the parents out there. Where's Steve, where's Derek? It's like we're tied to the hips and we're always over here. So it's an ongoing joke. You speak to anyone in the club, it's just like, even on our group chat where we're talking about, as soon as I said, oh, where's Derek? You two going out for dinner. And so it's, obviously it's chemistry, it's something that's worked. And obviously for that reason, I'm just thinking, as a club, it's worked well. And that's why I like really emulate and just keep going, to be honest with you.
Did you and the former chairman, did you know each other before Redwing, or did you meet through Redwing?
Fun enough, I think, when did I meet Derek? Both our kids went to the same junior school, but obviously I never knew him through them. But I came over through Leaflet through Redwing when my son was 5. And then he came over, he brought his son over. His son and my son were friends. We went to same play groups, same junior school, same secondary school. So they're friends anyway. And so when my son go and come home football, he just naturally asked his friend, I'm going there. And 3 weeks later, he turned up. And obviously, I've got talk to Derek. But to me, he was just a parent, someone that I occasionally saw at school if I picked my son up from school, whatever. But obviously, every Saturday, we just got talking and just carried on from there, and that bond just sort of grew. So as a club doing, he had a bit of time on his own. He had the same sort of ethos as me in that giving back. So we just used to come over when people used to ask for help over the football club, whether it's putting the nets up or doing things. He always used to be around. I always used to be around, and friendship just grew, and it just carried on from there. To be honest with you.
Nice. You said that his circumstances changed. Do you sort of don't know? Do you feel like lonely without him in the club, or does like the club feel a bit different?
It does feel different because it's weird because obviously from me being a manager and he's my assistant to a certain point, and then the role reversal and that he's chairman and I was is number two, but we've never ever looked at that because we've always just got on, and now he's still here, but what he's done, I think he could still do a bit more in the club, but he's purposely kept away for the last month, last 6 weeks. He's kept. Now I see him and he comes over. He's kept away, hoping that other members will come in and hopefully just try and fill a void. But I'm still waiting for that to happen.
What's like sort of the main difference of, so as a manager you were sort of doing one team, and now as chairman you're sort of overseeing the whole club. What's the difference in that?
If I look at that role now, I mean, I look at the club as a whole, how the club's grown and how I felt I like the club to grow, because obviously I've helped from the groundwork, helped sort of nurture it, and got new managers involved as the managers come in. So I see my role now changing in that no matter where you go, you don't know people, you can't vet people as much as you've got good intentions. But I see my role now really as chairman. As I said, I'm over here every Saturday, every Sunday. I only live 8 minutes from the ground. But I view my role now, I look at managers in that from our free academy we've got set up here, we sort of cherry pick people who want to come out. That's how I got involved. You cherry pick people, he looks a bit keen, looks a bit interested. So they've got 2 years of free football. So in that 2 years I can come over on Saturday morning, I'll speak to the parents, I'll just introduce myself. Most of them don't know I'm chairman, don't know who I am until their presentation day. Because I'll just come over and I'll just mingle. I don't say I'm this or I'm that. I'll just talk to them. You enjoying the academy? What's your son or daughter think about it? Do you like it over here? So I'm one of these people, I'm always questioning people, always getting feedback from people, whether it's indirectly, but that is the way I work. And at the same time as well, with the academy, I'm looking at the managers, I'm looking at people who are helping, and I've got the head academy, Mark now. I mean, he's excellent, because he's our second head of academy there, which is the lifeblood of the club. But I normally go around, I look at the players getting help, and he singles out people because he's got more contact with them, because throughout the day I split myself right around the club. But when he recognise people, he could be a good coach, then I'll come around the background, I'll just be talking to them, I'll just find out a bit about them, but not by question, just by communication. You learn a lot more just by going around talking, what do you think the academy, what do you think of the coach? Do you like it over here? And then for that reason, if I'm thinking, yeah, Mark's picked someone out now, and for that, after that, we'll approach them if they're that keen. We'll pay for their level 1. Obviously, they've got to be CRB checked, they've got to be DBS checked, to work with any kids, do anything with kids anyway. But as a club, before, when I first started, I paid for that. I paid for my own level 1, but over the last 4 years, I realised a lot of these parents now, they view football is just like a after-school activity, like swimming, like ballet. It's no longer, because I've always played, and they've just bring their kids along just to fill the gap. It's like Saturday morning, I've got 2 hours, right, you go football training, and I've had them go football training, and go, hurry up. You've got trampoline lesson in an hour's time, so it's just like so it's a different sort of thing for me to appreciate, but you've got to realise those sort of parents now, the different generation of parents. But now, just by vetting them, we try and get good balance, to be honest with you.
Nice. So before I sort of ask you to explain sort of the structure of the club and like what goes on here. I forgot what I was going to say now. What was I going to say? Hold on, it will come to me.
Yes.
What was I going to say? Oh, he was talking about it as well. No, don't worry. No, so can I just ask you to sort of explain the structure of the club? You was talking about the academies and the free football.
Right. What we do, right, obviously, when I can only speak from I'm the only one here, speak from my personal experience. When the way I got involved in the club, obviously, they leafleted the school, sent a leaflet to school, and FC Redwing, your son or daughter like to come. But that was the club's way of canvassing, getting people in. So through that leaflet, my son brought it home in his book bag at the time, and I thought, right, perfect, oh lovely, I'll just go along there, because I was involved in the area, and I was new to the area as well. Well, not that relatively new, but I gave up coaching. I've been there, prior to that, I've been in the area 6 years, because I moved down there. So football, I started playing with the local team, but I concentrate, obviously my son was smaller, so it's football's the way. It's pretend to be a parent for a while, which you've got to be. One thing with children, you can't be too selfish, they take sort of priority. So obviously I've looked at it and I'm thinking, I lost my train of thought now.
No, don't worry.
I lost my train. Could you repeat the question, please?
I said, would you mind explaining sort of the structure of the club with the academies and the free football?
Right, well, right. Let's go back on it. How you're going to edit that there? So as I said, so obviously with the structure of the club and the free football at the moment, the way I got involved was through a leaflet from the school in my son's book bag, and I brought my son over. So from that, obviously he was working for the previous chairman, that's what it was, and the club wasn't that big. The club had about eight or nine teams.
How many teams do you have now?
At the moment we were on 22 teams.
Wow.
22 teams. So the club had eight or nine teams, and obviously it worked through there. And when I started training, it was just working, but influx wasn't that great, because you rely on the school putting in the bag and one thing and another. So while I was over there, the previous chairman, Lawrence, who I've gotten really well with, Lawrence turned around and goes, look, we've got to find ways of getting kids in. He goes, I'm busy, he's busy, he's got his own business, I'm busy. He goes, how can we get kids in the club without us going up to school? And to be honest with you, it's a lazy way. We just start thinking how we can get people coming in the club without doing too much work. And I think whether it's Lawrence or myself, we were just talking, and he goes, well, look, you're qualified, I'm qualified, if we just give them free football. So what we done, we went to all the kids in the club and said, right, Saturday morning, you've got any brothers or sisters, for an hour, they can come over free football. And we just left it, we never put no particular age on it. They said, what, yeah, we went, oh, any age, doesn't really matter. So we got people turn up with 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, and we looked and think, perhaps it's not so good, because really we just end up just being a bit of a crash. While the older boys were playing, come over training, their parents sort of saw an opportunity to bring their little siblings and dump them on us and just stay there looking. But through that, as I said, through small thoughts, it sort of grew, and we had our own training sessions afterwards anyway, so I give up our time, there's nothing. So we just made it a bit of fun. They just came over, and we realised that, really never took us long realising that we're enjoying it, because it's a little here down before our training session, but you just slowly started bringing people in, and bringing people in. So we've done that for about 5 months. We've done that for good, but we were still busy. But another one of the managers here, Clive Ashton, he came over and he's one of these IT whiz, knows everything about IT. He's on the board of that school, his wife was on the board of that school and all that. Went, what? It's free football, the school's got newsletters, we can put in the newsletter down in that school, we can put that there. And knowing that he's a very, very hands-on coach, he's a very good coach. And I went, well, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind giving it a go. And I went, oh no, because obviously me and Lawrence, we had other things to do, because he's chairman at the time, he had other things to do, and we knew Clive was good, so he just went out and he just absolutely just leafleted all the school papers and all that, and school had websites up there. And I tell you, he's approached them, and all of a sudden he just, and in the space of, I'll say 6-7 weeks, just academy went from about 6 to about 20, and I went, oh, and that is a lot when you consider, you know, where we are at the moment. We're surrounded by three clubs, three big clubs as well, within a mile radius of each other. Around here, just full football clubs. And then from there, it just went on, and he started introducing things like, he goes, I know someone now over at Southend, so he got one of the Southend players to come down and start advertising there. And to be honest, I mean, though the idea of free football sort of emanated sort of from what me and Lawrence was doing, Clive just took it to a whole new level on the publicity wise and what he's doing, and from then it just went. And he was head of the academy, must be for about 5 years, and that 5 years just grew and grew. And then, as I said, from there it's just snowballed from there. So we've just, when he stepped down, Mark, who's over at the moment, he's one of the parents who came up. His son had 2 years free football, go through academy. He saw the benefit of it, and Mark, he was on a even different plane to what Clive was. He was just in his Facebook and Twitter, and you've got like this, and all of a sudden it's just like, if you used to go on our website or go on our Twitter site, you honestly think FC Redwing got to be the biggest club in, I wouldn't even say Essex, in the South East. The amount of times that anything that comes from the FA, if the FA gives out anything good about respect and all that, is boom. You see some of his tweets, 3 o'clock in the morning, FC Redwing agrees with what, whether it's England manager or England chairman or not, he puts his name in the club's badge to everything. And because of that now, if you go outside now, what we've got thriving. It was growing, but he's just brought it up to another level.
So is that, so from the way you're talking and like sort of the way that I sort of see it, is that sort of like what you pride yourself on? So like you're sort of more of like a platform more than a club, like first things first. So
Yes.
You provide this free football for these kids, and then at the end of that 2 years, they then become part of your club, like the actual teams. Is that how you pride yourself with this club? Is that how you describe the club?
Oh, definitely, and it's about the ethos of the club. Obviously, we looked at the free footballs, we looked at the clubs down there that were sort of charging, how we can recruit, and we looked at ourselves as well as a club in our position. Like all things, you've got to position yourself in a marketplace where you're at. And I looked at the clubs there and I think, right, got Forest Glade there, you've got Billericay, which massive club anyway, you're not going to compete with them anyway. Then from here you've got Forest Glade, then you've got Intersport. All these clubs are within a 3 mile radius of one another. Yeah. So you've got to understand.
And you've even got Wickford Town not too far away.
That's it. So you've got all these clubs all competing with one another. So we just pride ourselves in what we're after, and what we realised a lot were paying for they got paid for the Litlands coming, so we went like free football, and then we pride ourselves in that. Looked at their structure, how much their sign-on fees were. Our fees was always £15 lower than any other club within the area, and then from that we looked at that. How can we expand on that? We went right. We guarantee football for all. In that we're not inclusive in that. Your son's good or he's not so good, we guarantee equal game time. So from there, it just spiraled. So the ethos of the club just started slowly building. It's sort of, I can say, it wasn't something that was put in place. It was just something that, at the time, sort of, with my ethos and how I looked at things, with other people that surround me, we looked at things that, well, that's it. That's how we're going to be. If we're going to give free football, we've got to give it something. So our ethos just built up on that, and we realised, well, a lot of parents then started coming from other clubs. Oh no, they wouldn't let my son play because he's too good, and what he's done, he's gone over there with his best friend. His best friend's playing in the second team, and my son's playing in the fourth team, and that's not why we went there. So we never looked at, even they looked at grading teams, A team, B team, C team. We never done that. We done that. If Roger came here with Ethan and they're two friends, Roger's going to play with Ethan. Doesn't matter if Roger's you class as Premier League player and Ethan's a League Two player. They came here as friends, so the whole balance of the club, it was not about us going out, we want to win this, we want to do that. It's really just keeping that ethos of friends together, and then parents appreciate that. I mean, I never won a lot of things, but the problem is, it's a whole ethos. We was never ever going to be that club, whereas we're going to be competing with everyone, we're going to be there. So if we kept true to our values, which I think we have done, all I've done is I think, right, that's our marketplace. Don't try and be like them across the roads, because you're not going to compete with them. Got more money, got more people and all that. Just find out what you're comfortable with and what you're happy doing. And my goal was always playing football and introducing football to kids anyway, so it's just that. So with that ethos, we've just kept that, and every new manager that's come along now, all the new parents come, they've gone through the system now. Literally everyone up to the under 15s now, they've all more or less gone through the system, they've all been part of it, and so they've all bought into it and they've just carried on from there.
Nice. So to sort of take it back to your role as chairman, you talked about the free football, about how your subscription fees are sort of £15 lower, and then earlier you was talking about the pitch cutting with you hide out your own car, things like that.
Yeah.
How do you tackle the financial side of the club? Like how do you, because like obviously a lot of it's free, like you're doing a lot for the kids. How do you keep like a club like this open?
Right then, not easy. I mean, our rent over here at the moment is £11,500.
Is that for the pitches?
That's for the pitches. Yeah. And with that £11,500, it gets rolled twice a year and it gets fertilised once a year. Other than that, you're on your own. So obviously we've got to look at that, look at the subs. That's got to cover that cost. And with that, I mean, our running costs over here at the moment, believe it or not, is £26,000 a year. And people look at it and I think they just look at the club and of it. Yeah, £26,000 a year. I mean, but because at the time when we first started off, it was literally just that we just had enough to pay the rent, and for the following year it was just enough to, with the teams you had, limited teams you had over here, just enough to pay the rent with no drawbacks. So obviously the first chairman we was fortunate in that he owned Craddon Caravans. So, and his son was over here, his brother's son was over here. So what they used to literally, £5,000 a year they used to put in the club. They just used to sponsor the club. So the club wasn't making anything, but they're quite happy to do. So, and that's another thing as well. He's one of the old chairman. So from his ethos as well, everything just blended with the way he was thinking, the way I'm thinking, and it just carried on. So for the first 3 years I was over here, club never really just done enough to survive. But as the teams got more and more, we realised got to a point where, that's all right. This year we don't, because either start the year you just put £500 in, you just put money in, just so that we pay the fees, because we knew the fees were going to come back in, just so that you can enter the league. But then as it went on, we just slowly built up with a free academy, got a bit more teams, and all of a sudden these £100, £200, but then they just turned around. Other clubs done tournaments to raise money, and we thought, well, the managers we had over here, they really had the inclination to think about doing tournaments, whatever. So me and Lawrence at the time, chairman, he went, look, me and you get on well. Stevie goes, well, you invite 10 teams over, I invite 10 teams over, we have a little mini thing, a little fundraiser. And with that, I knew someone who's Pat here at the time. She was in St John's, so she took St John's, come over here, just anything happened, and all I'd done was just right. I invited 10 teams over, he invited 10 teams over, and went, charge I think at the time was £25 each to come over, and put this on. Only took about 3 hours, put it on the 100. And I think we made about time about £1,200-1,300 with it.
Wow.
And he looked at me, I looked at him, he went, she said, because he's in business anyway, I was in business anyway, he went, she's easy. I mean, not being funny, it's just like a eureka moment. I went, this is easy, but what we realised, we couldn't implement that with the other managers, because the other managers at the time, they were just, I've got my team, look after my team, and they weren't sort of too club orientated. And I mean, so slowly over the years, we've just had to change their ethos, and you vet the managers you get in. They've got to be more, I don't want managers over here, yeah, my team's going to win, we're going to do this, we're going to do those sort of managers. Hopefully we don't get them at the stage. We're at the point where you've got judgment about people, they can see the club, so you sort of, we're not saying they wouldn't make good managers, but they just wouldn't be a fit for our ethos, for what we want in our club. But from there, tournament started, and when we shared it with the other managers how much we could make, we went, oh, so next year we went up to 40 teams over. That went off all right, then 60, and then got to the point now where every year now, our tournament we've got cut-off points, and in the group we've got 100 teams come on, we've got 50 on a Saturday, 50 on a Sunday. That tournament now would bring in about £7,000 a year, and that's the easiest thing. And funny enough, people go, how do you do that? That's the easiest thing in the world to work out. I mean, even tournaments, me and the chairman, we're over here, we mark the pitches out. My son comes over, mark the pitches out. The referees, we get it internally. So we try and keep our tournaments. When we go to some other tournaments in that, got proper league referees and all that, it's just all about getting revenue in the club. I'll specifically turn around in that the whole ethos of our club stays true, whatever we do.
Yeah.
So our tournament, Pacific, is very last one of the year. So when people come over here, earlier tournament, everyone's all the best teams are going there, all competitive and all that. Where our last one is, all relaxed, pick all football out, and we get the managers to referee, or sometimes we get some of the parents to come and referee. So the whole atmosphere over here is just completely different. And for that reason, for the last 3 years, we put our tournament. I'm going to put out again in January. Put it on the website, January, February, by the end of February. That's good, and bearing in mind that tournament's not going to be until 1st of July. And that would be all 100 teams would go in the space of 6 weeks. And we got on the pitch, and why don't you make it bigger? But the point is, it's because it's comfortable and everyone likes it. That's why. So once you've got winning formula, so everything at the moment in the club is really. It's really good.
I feel like that typifies sort of the club. You've sort of used football to make money so you can produce more football for your club.
And it's not only that, it's we never looked at it that way first of all, because obviously everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, as I say. We've never looked at how that's going to go, but because of that now, we only club in that does a free football. So obviously from reception year one, they can come over for 2 years. Free coaching. At the end of the year, we give them a medal. Don't charge them anything. We've never asked the players for anything coming over here. A lot of bands say we should, but we've just left it at that, and we've just at the end of the year. At the end of the day, we get a medal. Medal costs us only £1.50 each. It don't matter. All the size 3 balls that they train with at the moment, when our kids go up to 9 years of age, they go 10. They go up to size 4 balls. So all those size 3s, they come back. All I do is they go in the free academy. But with that, I don't know, with small things, as how can I say, with small acorns, we go tree grows. But what we found with that, in that there's various organisations out there willing to help you, and that's where Marcus Henry at Academy comes in. Where's our team? And he just come in and went, look, he's one of these people who's trawl. On his laptop, he'll trawl everyone. So he went, have you thought about that local Rotary Club? I went, no. He applied to Rotary Club for a grant. What's it all about? Oh, we got a free academy, blah, blah. Oh, lovely. Every year, check £350, £400, that drops in. You've got Basden Sporting Village, got Basden Sports Active. They champion things in the community, whether it's disabled sport or senior walking club and all that, they champion things like that, and we just don't, oh no, we offer free facilities over here. Obviously they would like know more in depth in that. We've got families over here, I've got 4 kids there. The first child would pay, second child would pay half price, after that, it's free. So I've got families, they've got 4 siblings there, they're only paying for 2 of them, the other 2 of them completely free, and that's how we do things, and because we do things like that, you got Bad and Active, they come up, oh, well that's all right. Well, people are a bit shocked first of all, they think, what's it? And when you just put it out to them, oh, that's good. So straight away, every year they give us a grant of £400. Nice. And you've got other people in the community, you just turn around, and this year has been our best year ever. So although it's a free academy, it's no longer, in a roundabout way, it's no longer free, it's making us money. So obviously you can't say that, but that money that we get in there. So I say at the moment we've got various agencies at the moment that every year we can apply to. As long as our ethos is still the same, and obviously we've got girls football as well. That's free now. So we've got about 60 members at the moment in the free academy. As long as the ethos is still the same, they'll come in now just doing right. So you're doing a great job. That is it. Yeah. They look at the accounts. I mean, nothing to nothing. They still want to look at the accounts of what we got in, how much you're doing, and go right. So they'll give us £300, £400. But all we've got to supply in the free academy is footballs.
Yeah, I think that's only right that something like that should get rewarded. So I think it makes a lot of sense that these agencies are looking at things like this.
Oh yes, and obviously it's funny how things work out, because it's not something that we actively looked at. And that's what is nice being part of a club, part of thing, because what I do is limited, what other people do is limited, but combined knowledge of people within a group, they've always got something to share, something that someone else will pull out somewhere and think, oh, I never knew that. And that is what we sort of seem to get there, in that because everything revolves around the community, other people come up. I've got parents come up now and go, do you know you could do that, or you could do that? And I mean, one of the parents came up to one of my coaches here, Kaylee, the only female coach over here. She goes, do you realise Co-op, they donate 1% of all their takings to local charities? No, that's just a throwaway remark. And she went, no. She goes, one of my friends was going to Co-op. This was early on this year. She went, oh, I'll phone up and find out. No, she phoned up. She went, yeah, always done that. Just send an application, drop an application, say what it's for, and they'll have a look at it and all that. Obviously, she's put it in. I've got standard letter now about Free Academy, FC Redwing, Free Academy, blah, blah, blah. So I always say to any managers, if you work for a company and you think they could do something, just give them that. You don't have to do nothing, just give them that. They can get in contact with the club, because obviously a lot of firms like to get a bit of a feel-good factor, especially a local firm. So she gave out Co-op, thought nothing of it. They sent an application form back, which my wife at the moment, heavily involved there, my wife's the treasurer at the moment. She's filled in and sent back to the Co-op with our standard letter of what we're all about. And must have been 3 months ago they sent us a letter. Please accept this as part of the interim payment regarding your application. So they sent us a cheque for £520 offhand. I went, oh, result on that. That's a conversation out of nothing. Result. And I think, oh, excellent result. On top of that all, I mean, this is when I say our best year. On top of that, Basden, this organisation here, they recognise us as a community based through our free academy. So they gave us here Community Club of the Year, which to me, we got Community Club of the Year. Mark, our head of the academy, he got Community Coach of the Year. A youngster, Ben is now 15 now. He's been over here since he was 12. He got Young Essex Young Coach of the Year.
Is he a coach that young?
Yeah, wow. oh yeah. He's got Essex Young Coach of the Year, because obviously he helps out with the free academy. So he said everything just went. And I'm just sitting down and take you back to the original point at the co-op, going to say, they can contact me 3 weeks ago, right? Thank you very much for participation. Hopefully you'll see this amount will go in your bank account within the next 3 days. If it doesn't, please let us know. We'd like to invite you down here, I think 2 weeks back, for a presentation in our shop, where we'll present you with a, obviously it's not going to be the real check, but a check and all that. Would you guess the amount?
How much?
£5,180.
No way.
It just
incredible.
beggars belief. So in the space of, must be 3 months, we got young coaches here. We've got this from Basel Active, and the co-op came along, and at the start of the year as well, where I've never applied for chart standard. Most of the clubs around here got chart standard. To get to a chart standard club, you've got to have various things in place. All your coaches got to be DBS.
What is a chartered standard?
Right, a charter standard's really just international body now that the FA recognise in that all clubs, anyone involved, all clubs really, all clubs charter standard in that what they set out as a criteria. And part of that criteria in that, obviously you've got a child welfare officer, obviously chairman, vice chairman, child welfare officer, treasurer. You've got to have a committee in place, and from that committee, you've got the committee in place, and then from there, all your managers, everyone who is involved in any aspects of the club, coaches, they've got to take their FA level 1, got to do their safeguarding, and they've got to do their first aid. That's a standard for all coaches on here. Any volunteers in that, you could have a coach, but you could have an assistant that could help you, but they've got to have a DBS in that, obviously criminal check, because you may have known things that's happened in the news over the last 2 years and that, from Premiership clubs, from academies, and so obviously FA's come down strong, and which you can understand. Anyone involved in anything to do with children, they've got to have proper checks. So what the FA do, they recognise you've got all these things in place, what they do, then you can apply for a charter standard, and depending on what level you are, they'll apply for you. That if you're a bigger club, you can get charter standard community status, and then you got one charter standard disability status. So obviously on our first point of asking, we've just got in there, and we got offered it.
Nice.
So now we're a charter standard, so everything's in place. So this year has been just like, everything just come perfect. This has been a perfect year. You know, I might be saying that and you're thinking, no, it can't be.
It sounds
to be honest, people say it's a lot of hard work and like that, but I don't class that as hard work. A lot of the managers come up and go, Steve, that, then you do that. But it's just a way, I don't know, you may reflect on it, that's just the way I've always been. And to me, it's never been a problem. So this year to me, it's been absolutely perfect year. And to top it all, when you think about it, we moved from our ground across the road where they built a £2 million equestrian centre. So this is our 3rd season over here. So 3 years ago, this was just a field.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years I've been there all summer, just been top dressed in it, seen it. I mean, these pictures over here were not that good, but with the help of the farmer, they've put a road in here. We used to have portaloos over here. Remember, they all go in and pull down and flush it. I mean, as part of moving along, they put a toilet block in here for us. And then move our infrastructure, but the pictures were a bit bad. So last 2 years, I must have gone out there about 120 tonnes of topsoil. And I've done that, not just me, I've done that just me, Derek, my sons, and what I've done to keep it in there. Farmers helped us, because obviously he's got tractor over here, he's got special spreading machine that he's hired out for us. The topsoil he's got, but we've had to do the work ourselves. And as an ongoing programme, what I've done to keep things in it, they did say, well, if you want any more soil, we can help you and all that, but where we need to work on the pitch is the specific area, and I think, you know what, we've been keeping with what we do as a club. I do once, well, last year I did asked all the parents twice. I went, right, what we've got to do, we got a family day. And that family day over here represents, I'll get, my friend does burgers and all that, got burger van over here, come over here, invite all the parents over here, come up with wheelbarrows, I'll provide all the seeds, there's about 20 tonnes of soil down there, grass seeds, invite all the parents over, bring the wheelbarrow, bring that, and for 5 hours, they come over here, get the wheelbarrow out, and walk around the pitches, any holes in it, spread it and all that. And to be honest, that could have easily been avoided because because we're paying rent over it to the farmer, but all the farmer will do is come along with the machine and just spread it. And it's, I would say, 70% of it is not going where it's needed. It's something where you need to be walking and see the holes and filling. And because of that, the way our ethos, our club is, we put it out there, and because a lot of the parents now, they've had 2 years of free football, they've gone right through the system, not really asked them. Now we're asking for something, they've got only 2 women to come over and help you. And because of that, it's just the whole ethos in the club's just completely changed. And it's got to the point now where, to me, it's a perfect club. I can just concentrate now and just get the pitches better or get infrastructure better. And that's it. As I said, I've been up and talk on and on, but you can see just where I'm coming from, because if I do something, I'll just do it. And on top of it all, got our local company, our Force, we've got done in the tractor plant. For the past 2 years, they help out in the community as well. They do things in the community, whether they go down hospice and paint up the hospice, or they go clear the local ditches. But Dunton, as the tractor plant, they shut down. They have a charity day once a year, and I tried to get them over here last year, but the farm was giving me equipment. I hadn't had enough work over here to do, but still had a lot to do. But this year, they turned around and, right, what we'll do this year, we'll send 60 people over here, you just tell us what you want us to do. Because we missed out, and I went, you're telling the wrong person, yeah? Because they came over there, so they came over here, and what I've done, I've just had to raise the funds. I've raised the funds, we raised, I think, £3,000, because I specifically saw tasked that in a free academy trade area, there's no seating there, so I've got to make benches out of sleepers, put a fence up, all the porter cabin around here, all the colours there now. Because it's free, all I've got to supply paint. I've got Selcos, I've got local companies. They're supplying me the paint. Again, you give them a leaflet, free academy, promise a little bit of publicity, come over and take the picture. All works, it's easy. It's not, to be honest, it's not rocket science. People come up to me, oh, I didn't know to do that thing. To be honest, it's not rocket science. If you sell something or you believe in something, it's easy to sell.
Is that a reason for you starting your veterans team?
Yeah, to be honest, the vets over here, that came up through, obviously we got the helpers, we got the parents over here, and it just, they all talk. The veteran team in a roundabout way, it came through where everyone top dressed in the pitch and grass house, what else. And we try and get each age group of England, one thing and another. They started talking, because some of the other, I wouldn't mind playing football, well, I'll play football, and they had a little training session down here. We'd have a little kickabout. Because they was out there playing with the kids, and I had to turn around and tell them, I went, look, FA guidelines are, as an adult, you cannot go out there and play with the kids. They used to have a little mess about games like dads versus kids, dad just ran in wellies and all that, but things like that now, you just cannot do. And health and safety, you just can't do it now. So parent one walked out, we'll have a little kickabout, and then it's all started from there. Oh, perhaps it'll get a vets league, and we'll have a little bit of training, so they come over, to be honest. I hope it's not going nation like that. They're pretty poor, as a matter of fact, because I mean, I play football at decent level, and they're pretty poor, but the problem is I gave up that for that reason, because I was no longer that competitive. But then they come over and I went, you know what, have a little kickabout, and funny enough, I've got a game today.
Oh, really?
I've got a game today for my sins.
Yeah.
I wrote me back in to start playing again, which is good in that it's good for them, but they're still living the dream. I mean, I went train with them on Thursday, but they're people who are just still living the dream, and I went, please. But it's part of that social outlet now that's come about through doing what you're doing. So there's a lot of little split.
I like how it's gone from sort of the kids being together and then all the way through to the adults being together. You can really see
it's just a little spin off now, and it's even to the point where I've got one team there, and after this interview, I'm going to have to go speak to the managers. I had one team there that they're under nines. I had two coaches that I paid for their level, because as a club we pay for their level 1 DBS or whatever. I paid for them, and they got two parents that come in and went, oh, think we're better coaches than you. So those two coaches are set down, and I'm paying for another two parents to take over their team. So even little things like that, they recognise that their limitations, and that's what I like about this club. They recognise, oh, he's going to be a better coach than me and all that. But to their detriment, they're going to step down from the under-9s because they've got two siblings that go to the free academy. So what they want to do, they want to manage the little ones for next year, go five side, and they've set up the parents in there to take over their team. So it's ongoing, because normally that happens and you think parents may have to go for one reason or another, and they just look, I can't make it, I've got to go then. It'll all end up disbanded. But they've gone out there and they've picked parents on that team. And these parents, they're paying for their own level 1. Because as a club now, I set up, don't mind paying out for things, but you can't just keep paying out willingly. But they're going out there, paying for their own level 1, and they're going to take over that team. And that releases those other two men to start.
I think that's all.
Start the younger one.
That personifies the cover. If parents are paying for their own level 1s just to be coaches of their own team, I think it really shows just how invested everybody is in this.
Oh yeah, because they realise at the offset, the great bit at the offset, you're not asking for anything. I know some people in this day and age, people don't understand why. A lot of people ask me, but what? You must get, and even the finances. When I put the finances, I went, well, how much a club make and how much? When I told them I went, yeah, because obviously you got AGM every year, and as a club you've got the outright stuff. Here's all the accounts. That's what we do. Especially from my point of view as well. I was vice chairman, then I'm chairman now. My wife's treasurer. I do all the buying within the club. I do. No, I mean, to be honest, none of the managers here have ever come up and expressed a thought, oh, I need that. I just look at the whole infrastructure of the club. I look at that goal that's broken. I know how much money we've got. I just go out and just buy them. So no one's ever. But I realise that role now has changed now, because obviously all the account is there for everyone to see. But for that reason, I had a committee of 6 on the committee. There's only 2 of them that managers there. The rest of had parents not in there. For that reason, as taking over as chairman, the first thing I've done, I've just had a meeting last week, and the first thing I've done there, and the committee now, I've invited another 5 coaches to be committee, and I'm looking at it's going to be more inclusive in the committee now. Me trade adults are going to have people representative on the committee, because I've looked at it, that money we just got from the co-op, I'm going to have a surplus now of £9,000, which I can't keep. I always take over £4,500, because simple fact is, if I lose the adult team, they bring me about £4,000 in a year, and I've got, well, not adult team, I mean junior team, go up to under 17s, but I've got 2 teams there at the moment which are under 16s. You've got the A-levels, and that's at the age where a lot of the teams, they just fold. They can't carry on. Kids are prepared to go to university, and 9 times out of 10, you lose that team. And I've got to look at, as a club, I've got to look at the bigger picture as well. If I lose that team, I've got to be clinical. That's £4,000 just gone. You know what I mean? So I've got to look at the financial implications. So for that reason, I've always kept sort of £5,000. So if we do lose a team, it's not going to affect the club financially, and we can plan around it. But obviously, with the money I just got from the co-op, I've got surplus in the bank, and I feel that I'm no longer in a position where the club has grown now. I'm no longer in a position where I can just go take the money like I used to do, like buy this, buy that. I think it's got to be more inclusive now. Although they don't mind me doing it, but I feel as my role's changed now, it's got to be more inclusive. It's got to be down to them how they want to spend a surplus of money. So that's where I'm at. That's my first big decision I'll make as chairman. That's where I'm now at the moment. So obviously I want to extend the committee. People really tell me, I'll come on the committee, but I'm still vetting them. They've still got to have the right ethos in order to come on the committee. So if I get something that's more representational of each age group, and then when they do want to spend something, I went, it's your money. It's not my money. You just tell me what you want. I'll still go and buy it because obviously all the years I've been buying goals, buying balls, and all, I know where the cheapest way to go. But it's no longer me that's going to be doing that. Obviously balls and things like that, bread and butter, so I'll get anyway. But as for spending everything in infrastructure, that's purely going to be down to them now. So that's the only major change I'm going to implement now, to sort of take over as chair, because I feel I've got it's not a case of
more authority now.
Yeah, that's it. It's got to be spread, and as I said, and none of us really have got kids who are on the committee, apart from two, got kids in the club.
Yeah.
So you can't dictate someone, I'm buying that, because things move on.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you a classic example. We had when Fords had come over here, I've asked the managers about different projects, what they come up with, right, we can have that hexagonal pen. I'm thinking, I'm sitting there and going, what's that? Go, no, it's a pen. It's about 3 metres, excellent, and it's got a exit there, and when kids will go in there and it's one-on-one, they're not shieldable. I'm looking, I think I've been involved in football all these years, and I'm thinking, what's this? And of course, if this was managers' meet, they showed it to me, and I'm thinking, straight away, yeah, they can come, they can make this, and we can sit out there, and I'm looking, and I went, you know what, I would never think about that. I went, that is one of the reasons I want more people on there, because you're the upcoming manager, that whole training, everything is changed now, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing. You're doing that there. But I looked at it, I went, it never ever work anyway, because the simple fact, you've got a cage, even yourself, you've got a cage that's 3 metres by 2 metres, and it's just dropped down, and it's one-on-one. Drop the ball in, they compete with one another, and I'm thinking, that area there, that's going to last. How long is that going to last? First bit of rain, that's just going to be a mud bath. They're going to move it around. I went, so I know it's a good idea, and it's not look nice the academies, but the academy, they've got nice aluminium ones on 3G, and you just move around, but it's not when you work the grassroots. But it's things like that where the new managers are coming out with that I wouldn't know about. My whole idea, they may come up with something I don't know about, and all these new managers come, yeah. I went, it's yours to spend. It's not for me to dictate what you should be doing with it. It's going to be your club. At the end of the day, one of you is going to be chairman one day, or treasurer. So it's not, all I can do at the moment is just guide it.
Nice. Well, believe it or not, we've been going on for over an hour.
That doesn't surprise me.
So,
I do talk.
No, it's been absolutely incredible. So I think I'll end with one last thing. I'll ask you, what are your future ambitions of the club? What do you want to do next? Where do you want to take the club? Do you have for example, do you maybe want to sort of get some 3G pitches in here, things like that? What would you like to do?
Well, to be honest, I'm looking at, we're talking on 3G, the farm at the moment, because you've got, bear in mind, this is just rental from the farm up. So at the moment, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, got 5 clubs within a 2-mile radius of that. The farmer has approached us, and after last season, how many members we got in the club, he's approached all the other clubs down there, and he's put in an application to get a 3G pitch down there where we distribute it, share time with him. But to be honest, that's good. It's nothing to do with us. It's because he just charged us rent, charged them rent. It's just we put it down. He can go to the lottery fund and go, right, we're over here at the moment. I've got X amount of teams. I've got X amount of boards. I've got X amount, and lottery fund and funding. They put it in down here. So it's not something that I'll look at, but as a club, It's hard to say because I mean we've not got rolling contract down here. The contract with down here is rolling. It's just a monthly contract. I know we're here a long time, but we never had the funding or the growth pattern to turn around and hold him down to least. Because if I go on to him and I think right now, especially the way the club is going now, and go right, do you think we could negotiate a 5-year lease? I think that's feasible because I know another club down there has done it, but I've not been in a position to do it before because I looked at the club was fluctuating. But it may be something that I can look at and I think, right, if we're going there for a lease and because we're growing, at least you know this year we've got here is secure, but we're about as secure as we can be because we've got good work relationship with them anyway. I can't see, they accommodate, when we moved from across the road to here, they put a new road in for us, you accommodate because they know we're well run club anyway, we're going to be around. So it's hard to say where we're going to go about, but I don't think it's going to be my dream to take it further because I feel that I've just done, as a person, individual, I've just done as much as I can do now. So all I can do now is just whoever wants to take on the mantle, because it's the whole thing. You've still got to have a drive. I mean, daughter's finishing university now. She's become a doctor. Son's he's working at the apprenticeship. So my level, where I've sort of dedicated myself football now, I think it's got to be a bit easy down, and me and my wife going all day rather than spend every weekend over here. But then I'm just looking at natural progression. That's why we make the committee bigger, and the people I'm inviting on the committee, a lot of people kind of realise I'm cherry picking them because whoever's in the committee, they're going to agree with what I'm going to do anyway. So I'll just go around, as I said, I'll just talk to people and I think, right, they'd be a great fit for the club, they've got the right ethos and the whole idea is what, and then I invite them onto the committee. No job title, no specific, just to help to guide where the money can be spent and all that. And hopefully I would like to think I'm a good judge of character. Those people I recognise, they've got younger siblings. I don't just pick them because they've got younger siblings just come through the academy. Some of them have got 2 kids in here. And I think if one goes, one's going to stay. So everything I do is a balanced thing. The way, all my thought process is, well, even if Roger's not going to play, Charlie's still definitely going to play. And it's just encouraging people. Hopefully, I'll be looking at it in 2 years' time. I'll be coming over here, be doing something, but be another chairman over here. And I've just be coming over and looking at it. You know what? And then when I put that fence up, because I look all these goals over here. You look in every single goal post. I've done the house and I put them in. Oh. So it's little things that I can go back and look at, and I think, yeah. So I get pleasure from smaller things. So the big thing, then people say, oh, really, you done it. The big thing, it's not something where I think, oh, I want to pat on the back. It's just something I've always done. I've always sort of given, and it's just nice to get people around you now that's shares the same ethos. And hopefully, upwards and onwards, I'll say. And look at other ways of getting free money.
Perfect. Absolutely stunning.